Yeelight has been around for some time producing affordable smart lights. This week we take a look at the Staria Desk Lamp Pro, which features a 30 lumens, colour temperature range from 2700 to 6000 kelvins, a wireless charging pad for your phone, along with support for HomeKit. So continue watching this video to find out more. Hi, welcome back. My name's John and this channel is dedicated to everything HomeKit. So if you're into HomeKit or you're new to HomeKit, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out. Also, don't forget to check out our social channels, follow HomeKit on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So before we get started with all our reviews, we try to be transparent of how we got this device. For this review, I received the desk lamp from Banggood free of charge. To be clear, this will not affect the review, whether it's good or critical of this device. You can read more about our review promise and ethics statements in the links below. Also, if this video helps you out and you decide to buy one of these, there's some links in the description below that help this channel out at no extra cost to you. So starting with the design and some of the features. The lamp comes in a white matte plastic finish, except for the charging pad, which is grey non-slip material. The lamp is split into two parts, with the lampshade and the base held together by a single metal pole. The base of the lamp features a flush button that turns the light on and off. It also features a small discrete LED to show if the charging pad is charging your device successfully or not. Speaking of the wireless charging pad, this can charge up to 10 watts for a compatible smartphone. The rear of the base has a barrel charging port that provides power. Finally, on the bottom of the base, it also has some rubber non-slip pads to help keep it in place. Moving on to the lampshade, which has two distinct lighting sections, with the principal part being a downlight and a light ring on the top of the shade. Whilst it does have two light sources, they both take light from a series of 25 individual LEDs. These LEDs are capable of 300 lumens and a colour temperature range between 2700 and 6500 kelvins. Finally, the lampshade can be moved in a horizontal angle with the option of 0 to 30 degrees. Power: the lamp uses a 12 volt power supply with a Type A and a barrel connection on the end of the power cable. Now moving on to setup. Although you can use the lamp with the Home app and just leave it as that, it's worth adding it to the Yeelight app, not only for firmware updates, but because the app has some neat features that you may want to use. So getting started, download the Yeelight app from the App Store, then create an account. You'll then need to go to the Device tab and click the plus icon. This will take you through the setup process, get you all going, which involves selecting the lamp, also choosing your Wi-Fi network, and various different other settings. Once a lamp is set up in the Yeelight app, you need to add it in HomeKit. You can do this by opening the Home app or directly within Yeelight app by the settings menu. I added it via the Yeelight app, which brings up a familiar HomeKit scan code. Then you scan the code, follow the remainder of the HomeKit setup process, like adding to a room and renaming the device. Once it's all set up, the lamp is available in the Yeelight app and HomeKit. Now moving on to actually using the lamp. As I've already mentioned, the lamp is capable of warm to cool whites ranging from 2700 to 6500 kelvins. The light from the downward part has a narrower spread, whereas the light from the upper ring is more decorative in nature. Now I place this in my bedroom and put it on my bedside table to use through the day and also to use as a charging mat at night time. Operating the lamp using the power button allows you to turn the lamp on and off when you press the button. It will then turn the light on to the last brightness and color temperatures. If you want to adjust the color temperature, then you have to long press the button and it will go from cool right the way through to warm colors. If you double press the button, it will put it into timer mode. The light will then turn off after a fixed amount of time, which is 10 minutes. But if you want to step things up a little, then you can jump into the Yeelight app. Although it's simplistic, the Yeelight app still features some pleasant features. Yeelight has split the layout into two sections. The top part has various light effect options, and the tabs on the bottom offer more control over the light. The first tab, you'll find animated lighting effects from sunrise, sunset and reading. These offer various different brightness and color temperature levels. You also get flash notify, which flashes the LED lights 3 times and puts the light back into its previous state. Then you have candle flicker, which attempts, as the name suggests, mimicking candle flicker. If I'm honest, this mode was rather annoying and I never used it after this when I tested it. The next tab, called Sun Mode, allows you to adjust the color temperatures using the picker. This mode allows you to play with the color temperature range to get a more desired lighting choice. Final tab is more of an interesting one, and this is called Moon Mode. This enables a very low level night light setting for the lamp. So while the lamp can get to a relative low light threshold by using it manually, this mode takes it to an all new level. While this mode may be useful for some wanting to use it as a night light to be left on throughout the night, I didn't find this personally useful, but I could see how it could be useful for some, and it's certainly a nice feature to have. Along the bottom row of menu items, you've got a button to turn the lamp on and off and add the current state to your favorite. Final tab gives you the option to set the color temperature range from different levels in several intervals. You also get the option to set timers, schedules, program and night mode, and default state when it's turned on. Now I did find this a bit clunky to use. It seems to go back to the main menu every single time, but overall you get some really good settings here. From the HomeKit side of things, Apple treats the lamp like any other light, but it does not have the modes like the lighting effects or the moon mode found in the Yeelight app. So at its basic level, you can tap the tile to turn it on and off. You can also long press on the tile and use the slider to adjust its brightness of the light, although you can't get anywhere near the moon level as found in the Yeelight app. If you want to adjust the color temperatures, you can use the light wheel and make adjustments as desired. You can also use the light in automations and scenes like any other HomeKit device. I set it up to come on in the morning as part of my morning automation routine and set the light temperature to a cool white. I also added this to my Philips Hue dimmer in my bedroom, offering control along with all the other lights. Now taking a look at the wireless charging pad. This works with any smartphone capable of wireless charging, which includes most of the recent iPhones and Android devices. In my case, I was using an iPhone XR and had no issue with it. When you place a suitable phone on the pad, a small LED on the light's base will light up to show charging is taking place. But if you was to place something that was not compatible, the same LED will flash repeatedly until you remove it. As I'm using this in my bedroom as a bedside light, the built-in charging pad has been a useful feature. Particularly, I've used it to charge my phone at night, ready for the day ahead, although I found it takes a fair amount of time to charge, so this is not something I used to use to give my phone a quick boost throughout the day. In addition to charging my iPhone, I also used it to charge my AirPods, and it worked fine. This is despite reading reports of other reviewers saying it did not work. So to conclude this review, overall I'm impressed with the Staria Bedside Lamp Pro, and I found it does a good job as a bedside lamp, although you could use it in an office or living room without it looking out of place either. I like the ability to adjust the temperature range depending on the time of day. The other thing I'm happy to report, the lamp did not have any instances of no response in the Home app, which is a welcome thing. As with any review, I always take into account the setup of the device and the process involved. The lamp does not disappoint in that regard. It took me around 5 minutes to get set up and working with the Yeelight app and HomeKit. That includes removing it from the box and getting everything plugged in. In terms of the wireless charging side of things, it's been okay for my needs as I only need to use it for overnight charging, although some might be disappointed as charging is restricted to 5 watts for Apple devices and it doesn't seem to charge things very quick. The bottom line, if you want a bedside light with a built-in wireless charging pad, then this is an acceptable option. But if you don't need the wireless charging capabilities, then go with the Yeelight Staria Bedside Lamp, which is not the Pro version, which works exactly the same as this. You can pick up the Staria Pro for around $60 through to $80, but if you do want the cheaper version, which is the one without the wireless charging pad, you can pick that up for about $50 or £60. There's some links in the description below which will take you to Banggood, who are the company that supplied this, and clicking one of those links could help this channel out at no extra cost to you. So guys, that's a wrap on the review. Don't forget to subscribe for more HomeKit news and reviews, and also check out the rest of the channel. If you've got any questions or comments that I've not answered, then leave it in the comment section below. You can also find us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at Follow HomeKit, and don't forget to check out the rest of the channel as you might find something useful. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon.